For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chloe Cole, and I am a detransitioner as well as an advocate for my generation and for the civil rights of families, children, and parents. Mainly from my own experience as somebody who has gone through the gender transition process at a very young age, having gone through puberty blockers and cross-sex hormone injections starting at the age of 13 and eventually going through a radical double mastectomy, or the surgical removal of my breasts at the age of 15. I discovered at 16 years old that every single part of this was a lie. I never was going to become a young man, but I could find hope. I could find a new life in rejecting the lies that were sold to me, and I returned to my identity as a young woman. Since my senior year of high school, I have been speaking out about the abuses that have happened to me within our hospitals.
I hope I don't get no copyright for this music. Just thought about that.
Not only honor my own family and the struggles that we went through together, but also to help legislators pass laws that will protect children, that will restore the rights of their parents. And I also have begun to speak to college campuses as well, because tackling this ideology is going to take more than just passing laws and working in the business world. My generation is the one that is facing this the hardest. And they need to know that there is hope going forward and how to combat this and what tools they need in order to stop this in our culture.
I love her message. I love her message. I hate that she went through that, but I'm glad that she's using her voice for the good and not the bad. And she said she was lied to. Well, I've been saying this, not just me, but a lot of people have been saying that they're lying. The devil is a liar. This whole idea that a man could be a woman and a woman can be a man is an absolute lie. It's deception and it's evil. And I hate that they've gotten children involved in this to where now they're transitioning children. I think she transitioned as early as 13 and had a double mastectomy at 15. That's crazy. And you may say, well, where was her parents? I think in another video I saw of her, she shares that they told her parents, would you rather have a suicidal daughter or a transitioned son? So, maybe they folded under pressure, but she did say that she was lied to, that they were lied to. And it's just sad because, to do this to children, it's just sad, At 13, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what was going on. I knew I was a boy, but I didn't know what was going on. But, she got the right message. She got the right message. You want to let people know that there's hope. And that's what this brand is all about, That's why I'm here today, because you got to push back against these lies, because there's hope. There's hope in Jesus. No matter where you find yourself, there's hope. And people need to be reminded of that. Her story reminds people that there's hope, hope to get up and overcome, whatever it is that you've experienced and or are going through. And I'm happy about her story.
I had facial feminization surgery. I had sex reassignment surgery. I was on HRT for 17 years. Now I'm on a combo dose because I can't go off. I have multiple health conditions from transitioning young and for transitioning for so long.
Wow. So what was it for you that kind of woke you up to this isn't what I should have done?
I found out that homosexual transition was environmentally caused in almost every single case by childhood sexual assault or by internalized homophobia or failed boy syndrome. 92.5% of trans-identified males are straight and bisexual, and the only explanation for a straight or bisexual man to transition is autogynephilia. So from my perspective, I went there and I was given a blanket diagnosis. It's given to anybody who has a body issue as a child nowadays.
You know that your message will probably make them angry. Why is it important for you to be here?
Because people are being lied to when they're being diagnosed. They're not being diagnosed with what actually causes the gender dysphoria. They're just being diagnosed with a symptom of a problem. And there are multiple problems that cause those symptoms. And when you don't appropriately diagnose people, you lead them into a life of ruin. All of these interventions are permanent, they're irreversible, and they lied to me. I want people to know that they're lying to people. They're not diagnosing autogynephiles as autogynephiles. I have friends who medicalized all the way and are self-admitted HEP PCPs who were never diagnosed with the reason they feel this way. They were just transitioned.
Who do you blame for this sort of fast tracking of medicalizing children?
I think after gay marriage was won, there was an empty hole in gay politics. We had gotten everything we wanted, and I think trans jumped into all of the orgs that were associated with the gay community, and they lobbied to make gender identity a protected thing. They started doing that in the 90s, and I think this is a byproduct of the trans community intentionally watering things down and lobbying so everybody can have access, and they don't care about the people who are indoctrinated, who are harmed by this loosey-goosey system where you can walk into a therapist in 15 minutes and be given a gender dysphoria diagnosis.
And what do you think it'll take to fix it?
It's going to take lawmakers to step up and shut it down.
Absolutely. Sad. I mean, he doesn't even look the same. And now he'll be on medication for the rest of his life. It's sad. Been lied to. But there's hope in God. You know, God still accepts him, and there's still truth and love and redemption. And I do think a lot of this falls on our lawmakers, falls on parents, falls on, you know, these doctors who are lying and just doing things for money, pharmaceutical, that, because, you know, the fact that he's going to be on medication for the rest of his life, who benefits from that? The pharmaceutical industry. You know, I was watching a documentary on TV some time ago, and it was talking about it, and the guy, he had detransitioned, but he was saying like how he'll be on medication for the rest of his life. He was going to be on medication for the rest of his life regardless, but his health was failing him. It sounds like they're saying the same thing. Their health failing them. It's just sad, man. You see this happening to real people, and it's wicked to take advantage of people like this. And I don't know much about, you know, the gay community in the sense that, you know, they gotten a bill passed, and she was like, oh, well, man, it's kind of confusing. He was like, well, you know, they had nothing, they had gotten everything. So then the trans community stepped in and wanted to get some stuff passed, and now it's like, well, what did you think will come out of a perversion? Good? Like, the gay community itself is a perversion against God's order. You know, it's not that you think less of them as individuals, but the reality of it is living through the lens of what you feel in your sexuality is a major problem, because that's not how we are to live. You know, we're not to identify ourselves through our sexuality. And it just, you know, if you already going in one bad direction and you say, oh, okay, well, let's keep going, what else do you think is going to come out of that? Good? I think not. You lying to me. So yeah, I just hope that, you know, they're able to see some changes with their voice, you know, getting out there and sharing their story, you know, and helping people who are in their situation, who've been lied to, who are being lied to, and who could possibly be exposed to lies in the future. And even more so, I hope that they find their hope in Jesus, that they know that their life is not over, that God can even work in and through their lives just as they are, and with the challenges they have going on, God can still work in them, and he desires to, and he loves them. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to connect with the brand online, www.there'shopebrand.com. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch y'all in the next video.